Here we have a problem on intermediate value theorem. Okay, let's go over the information. Check whether intermediate value theorem applies for the given function. If so, find the value of c. So the function here is f of x equals to x negative 1 over x square negative 2x positive 1. F of c equals to negative 1 on the closed interval negative 1 comma 1. Okay, to check whether the intermediate value theorem applies for a function, first we have to make sure that the given function is continuous over the closed interval. Actually, here we have open interval. So to check whether the function is continuous, so always we have to consider the given open interval as closed interval. That is, let's write this open interval as closed interval, that is negative 1 comma 1. That means when I consider values for x for the given function, we can include negative 1 and positive 1 also. Okay, now since it's a rational function, we have to be very careful because we have to check whether there is any value in this closed interval. I mean, whether there is any value for x in the closed interval, which makes the function undefined. So for that, better we can factor the numerator and denominator of the given rational function. I don't think the numerator cannot be factored anymore because there is a linear expression over here. Okay, let's try to factor the expression we have in denominator. We have a quadratic expression in denominator. Okay, so here in this quadratic expression, the coefficient of x square is 1. So to factor this expression, let's consider the constant term over here that is positive 1. So now I have to get two factors for this positive 1, so that the product is equal to positive 1. And when I add the two factors over here, it must be equal to the middle term, that is a coefficient of x, that is negative 2. So now let's take negative 1 and negative 1. So because when I multiply negative 1 and negative 1, it will become positive 1. It is equal to the value over here. When I add them, negative 1 and negative 1, I'm getting negative 2, which is the coefficient of x. So then the two factors of this quadratic expression are x negative 1 times x negative 1. Okay, so f of x equals to, we can write the given function as x negative 1 over, since we multiply the two same factors, it can be written as x negative 1 the whole square. Okay, now let's verify whether this function is continuous over the closed interval negative 1 comma 1. But when I plug in the right side boundary value 1 into the function, what's happening over here? So let's check it. F of 1 equals to 1 negative 1 over 1 negative 1 the whole square. So what's the value of 1 negative 1? It's 0. So on denominator also we have 0. So it's not a finite value. So we have to say this is not defined. So for one of the values in the closed interval, the given function is not defined. So that means the given function is not continuous on the closed interval negative 1 comma 1. Since the given function is not continuous on the closed interval negative 1 comma 1, intermediate value theorem does not apply for the given function. So we cannot find the value of c for the given condition.